Hey guys, Magenta is back here today again with another Future Card Buddyfight deck profile, and this time it will be on Magic World Wizards deck. But before that, just some channel updates. Kind of promised a Star Dragoner deck profile, but as you can see, it's not complete. I only have like 3 copies of Star Dragoner Jackknife now. As for Abigail, managed to grab hold of 4 copies of Abigail, need a 5th one to be a buddy. And we got a few key cards as well, like Zakrown, Gale Destruction, Black Zabbath. I mean, both decks are close to completion, so you can look forward to those. But for today, for this video, we'll just get on with the new and updated Wizards deck. So, Magic World, Buddy Monster. Buddy Monster is Magic Knight of Bonds, Dunkelheit, and Lich. Yeah, you may only call this card if you have 2 or more wizards in your drop zone. Call cost, pay 2 gauge. His skill, counter, act. You may discard a wizard from your hand. If you do, for this turn, this card gets power plus 3k, and the next time this would be destroyed, it remains on the field. You may only use this ability once per turn. I mean, it's pretty solid. It can remain on the field once. Double attack, 7k power, 2 crit, 7k defense. It's really good, especially since this card is in Magic World, where they lack high power, high defense monsters. So it will compensate for the power you lose in your normal monsters. And 7k is really strong for taking out like big monsters, maybe like Raging Spirits. Yeah. So let's just get on with straight to the monsters now. Size 2 monsters, 1 copy of 3rd Omni Waterlord Mysaria. Call cost, pay 2 gauge, put up to 2 spells from the drop zone into this card's soul. Double attack, Soul Guard, lifelink 2, 6k power, 2 crits, 5k defense. Really good as well in Magic World, especially because you'll be spamming spells. And that double attack, 6k power, doesn't lose too much to Dunkelheit and Lich. You can treat it as another copy of Dunkelheit and Lich. Yeah. And 2 soul is really good to stay on the field without losing any hand cards. However, lifelink 2 would be the slight downside. Alright, moving on, 4 copies of our Buddy Monster, whose effect I already went through. You can, yeah, 4 copies of this, 7k power, really love this card. And lastly, 2 copies of Drago Wizard Gorgus. So this guy is a dragon, as you can see. Pay 2 gauge, put out 2 wizards from a drop zone into this card's soul, means he starts with 2 soul as well. Act, Spirit Orb, you may rest this card. If you do, deal 1 damage to your opponent. If there are 2 more cards in this card's soul, deal 2 damage to your opponent instead. You may only use this ability once per turn. Spirit Orb once per turn. Yeah. Alright. 4k power, 2 crits, 3k defense. 2 copies of this, mainly for the burn, because 2 damage is really significant in burning your opponent down. And 2 card Soul Guard is pretty good to save yourself if your opponent doesn't have Penetrate. Yep. So that's it for the size 2 monsters. 7 copies of size 2s would be enough because our size 2s can stay on the field for a pretty long time. Alright, moving on to our size 1 monsters. We are going to try and maximize out all the 2 crit size 1 monsters there are. So here we go, 4 copies of Magic Artist Andy. As you can see, Andy is really artistic. Yeah, some may even call him autistic. Okay, never mind. Alright, so Magic Artist Andy, from a really old set, BT05. If you call a wizard from your hand, the call cost is reduced by 1 gauge. So meaning your Buddy Monster only costs 1 gauge, and your Drago Wizard only costs 1 gauge as well. Size 1, 1k power, not really significant. 1k power equals to 0k power. 2 crits and 2k defense, mainly for 2 crits. You can call 3 of them and do a tripling attack at 6 damage if you use Abracadabra. Yeah, I mean, pretty cool. 4 copies of Magic Artist Andy for the 2 crits. And moving on, we have another size 1 wizard with 2 crits. 4 copies of Magician of Glass, Will Glassart. Alright, anyway, size 1 with 2k power, 2 crits and 1k defense. Basically swapped Andy stats. Glass Miracle, when this card deals damage to your opponent, pay 1 gauge, draw a card. So also a draw power in the deck. That's why we only run 2 nice ones in the deck. That's good enough, okay. Alright, moving on. So we have the size 2 version of this card. Now we are gonna split them apart. So 2 copies each of the following cards: Magic Knight of Darkness, Dunkelheit, and Magic Knight of Light, Lich. So you can see their skills are the same. I'm not gonna read it because it's really hard to read. I can't say it. Alright. Anyway, they have swap stats, so basically pumped up versions. Dunker High with 7k power, Lich will have 6k power, 7k defense, 6k defense. Pretty cool. So this one crits. High power might come in useful, but mainly used as fodder for your wizard spells. 4 copies of these in total. So that's the first Legion pair. Next up we have, okay, let's just move them aside. We have Sol and Luna. So what do these girls do? First of all, they look amazing. Let's just get with Sol first. Sol has 3k power, 1k defense, 2 crits. 2 crits really good. When your opponent casts a spell, if you have a Messenger of Moonlight Luna on your field, you may discard Wizard from your hand and pay 1 gauge if you do nullify the spell cast by your opponent. So spell nully if the other one is on the field. So Luna is blue and Magical Goodbye is blue. If you have a Messenger of Sunlight Sol on your field, you may discard Wizard from your hand. If you do, return a monster on the field to its owner's hand. 1k power, 3k defense, 2 crits. They have swap stats. This one is able to return any monster to your opponent's hand or any monster to your own hand. Yeah, I mean it's pretty good for burning out the soul of your opponent's monster. So that's it for the size 1s. Total we have 16 size 1s. Size 1s are really good because we can do triple link attacks with them. It's the favorite part I like about these non-Dragon World aggro decks, because Dragon World doesn't have spell nullifiers. Alright, moving on to the spells. We run 4 copies of Magical Goodbye. In case you don't know what it does, counter, return a size 2 or less monster on the field to its owner's hand. 4 copies of it, 2 double rare from BT01 and 2 new of the reprinted rares. So basically, essentially acts as a nullifier, and if you return a monster, let's say a center monster from your opponent's field, basically you get to attack his center directly next turn. So pretty good. Really like this card. Just 4 copies. Next, 4 copies of Abracadabra. Spell nullify for Magic World. Pay 2 gauge, you may only cast this card when your opponent casts a spell, nullify the spell cast by your opponent. Can use it at any point in time. Basically, usually I'll just use it to nullify a shield spell which the opponent used, but you can use it, let's say another Magic World 72 Pillars deck wants to set up his killer combo and he uses Mind of Hardcore. You can still use Abracadabra to stop that 3 gauge increase. Yeah, I mean, pretty flexible card, I really like it. And of course, standard, we run 4 copies of Solomon Shield to protect ourselves and our monsters from attacks. So these are the spells we run at 4 copies. So stack them up. Right, moving on, spells which we run at 2 copies. 2 copies of Key of Solomon first volume. This card is Dragonic Charge for Magic World. We do not run second volume because it's not needed. Next, 2 copies of Kosher. What does Kosher do? You may only cast this card if you have 2 or more wizard monsters on your field. Put the top card of your deck into your gauge and draw a card. You may only use this spell once per turn. 2 copies of that. Next, 2 copies of Great Spell, Special, Elegant, Amazing, Hot Wall. You may only cast this card with 6 or more wizard in your drop zone. Pay 3 gauge. For this turn, all cards on the field cannot be destroyed and you cannot be dealt damage. This is the shit right here. Super balanced card. Basically you get a burn over effect and your monsters cannot be destroyed as well. Pretty cool. Like it, but 2 copies is enough because anyway if you run 4 you're gonna end up with dead draws all the time. 2 copies is enough. Next, 2 copies of You the Man. You the Man is Dragon Energy clone for Magic World. Basically choose a wizard in battle, and for this battle give it 3k power, 3k defense and counter attack. Counter attack allows it to destroy an opponent's monster if it's still alive after the battle. Lastly, we run 2 copies of Nice One as mentioned for the draw engine. Yeah, 2 copies is really, it's actually good enough because you'll see soon enough we have cards that recycle spells. So moving on to items, we run 2 copies of Gunrod Birchstein. This standard vanilla item. You may rest this card if you do D1 damage to opponent. This is really budget option. You can go with the new rare Gunrod with 2 crits, but whatever man. Anyway, you're gonna play with a monster in the center. Birchstein is good enough. Alright, so lastly, Impact Monster, because Impact is old and everyone is about Impact Monsters now. So you run 3 copies of Mary Sue Eternal Ideal. So what does she do? Core cost of 2 gauge, which can be reduced by Magic Artist Andy because she is a wizard. When this card enters the field, put up to 1 Magic World spell from your drop zone into your hand. Then if you have 4 or more wizards in your drop zone, draw a card. This card cannot be returned to hand from the field. 4k power, 2 crits, 3k defense. Pretty low stats, but gets you a +2 from when you call her. Basically, you get a free spell. Probably you would want Nice One, but if you really need a shield, then you just get Solomon's Shield. Yeah, and 4 or more wizards, you get to draw a card, so that's a free plus for you right there if you have 4 or more. So you can try to call her in the late game. So, I think that's it for the deck profile, guys. Oh, also, I've been getting comments, it's like, hey, Magento's deck isn't 50 cards. Then I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's 50 cards. So, anyway, this deck is exactly 50 cards with the addition of 2 cards. So, total 52 cards with Flag and Buddy, including Flag and Buddy. I mean, yes, I counted. Okay. Alright, so that's it for the deck profile, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like down below to show me some support. If you're new to my channel, subscribe if you'd like to see more Buddyfight deck profile card reviews and stuff like that. And also do look forward to the upcoming deck profiles, Abigail and Star Dragon. And subsequently probably Blue Sky Knights and Shadow Shade. Yeah, those are the decks I'm into right now. So yeah, just and also pretty old deck, Ninja. Yeah, Ninja is only missing a few cards though, so almost complete. So have about like 3 to 4 decks lined up. So yeah, something for you to look forward to. Alright, so that's it. That's all I have for this video. Alright, goodbye, take care, see you in the next video.